with efficient methods and meet domestic demand. And I feel like once the Tropical Forest Alliance is reviewed by the nation, there will be a petition to join such alliance.
Thank you very much for your thoughts this morning, Amaka. Amaka Ajebu is an economic research analyst with Financial Derivatives Company. So we're still focusing on commodities, but we're talking about the oil and gas sector now. And we'll start, of course, with a review of how oil and gas stocks traded yesterday in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So we saw only two equities recording any percentage change, and both equities actually finished in negative territory, dragging the oil and gas index down. But let's review the other numbers, even though we didn't see percentage change on them. But we had about 123 units exchanged for corn oil that closed at 34 naira 11 kobo. Forte oil has dropped below 90 naira to 87 naira 2 kobo, and that was off about 7.43% yesterday, and we saw over 111,000 shares exchanged by investors. Mobil had 535,373 units exchanged and closed at 195, no percentage change there. MRS, no movement at all, still at 45.51. Owando is off 4.88%, that's almost 5% of that equity. But we saw volume of 1,085,836 units exchanged by investors. Seplat is at 361 and Total at 290 naira. So your guess is as good as mine. If you did the computations with me, you'd know that the next page will not be any better than the other pages we've seen. So daily index return is down at 1.79%. Year to date is at 20.3%, and dividend yield at 2.1%. So the Group Managing Director, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Dr. Mekanti Baru, recently announced that the federal government will cease to fund the joint venture cash calls estimated at $9 billion yearly. This is with effect, of course, from January 1 next year. Dr. Baru says the JV cash call exit model being looked at guarantees government most of the revenue that normally accrues to it from the JV operations by lifting the royalty and tax oil upfront. This contributes about 75% to 85% of accruable revenues to government. He says with an average JV cash call requirement of about $600 million a month, coupled with flat low budget levels over the past years, this had led to understanding of the industry by government, which has kind of affected production growth. So how is the industry digesting this? We're hoping to connect with Kayode Omoshebi, who is an energy analyst with ARM Securities, to talk about this. But other stories that we're tracking here for you on the program, including developments on the Lagos-Ibadab Expressway. We have an update on that for you today. Of course, the traffic is still coming in a little slow, but it's not as a result of an accident, which was the case that was reported yesterday. This time is because of ongoing construction up on Lagos-Ibadab Expressway away from Lagos. That's Ojodu-Bega area, access to Kara Bridge up inwards into the other parts of the country. And this is particularly disheartening for a lot of Lagosians. You see them, well, these days, this is what's, making headlines. The motorcycle riders are having a field day. I remember there was also laws that banned motorcyclists from plying the highways, but that seems to have gone to dust because there's no much movement. The cars are creeping along. You have a lot of tankers carrying most probably food products, most of them carrying also petroleum products as well, going inwards up country to the southeast, southwest, south, and the rest of it, because of course Lagos is a commercial nerve center, commercial economic hub. You have most of everything birthing here. You have the seaport that is majorly used by most businesses. So everybody goes to Apapa to pick up their stuff and come into Lagos and pass through Lagos-Ibadab Expressway to take their commodities up country. country, and so that's causing enough hardship for people as well. Not to mention the man hours, and then people are on the streets because there are no road traffic controllers, including Federal Road Safety Corps as well as LASMA, trying their best to ensure that traffic moves along very speedily. So you can imagine the millions and billions of naira that has actually been lost because of this traffic that continues to bite. And at a time when you're hoping to get your food supplies coming up country for those who buy from Lagos, who have some of their goods that have come in through Lagos and hoping to get it up country, of course, their customers are at this time complaining very bitterly because they can't get their products on time. We seem to have issues connecting with Kayode Omoshebi, who is an energy analyst with ARM Securities, hoping to get his thoughts on the state of Nigeria's oil and gas joint venture, which has actually continued to generate conversations on the social media. But we'll try to get to connect with him. But if we cannot, we'll continue this conversation online. But don't forget that we've got our poll question on Twitter, so let's get your thoughts and comments on it. And you can also talk to us about any of the issues we're tracking here on the program on Twitter. I'm at CTV Harriet. Biboson is not here, but he'll be glad to mind your business. You can also tweet at This Morning or send us your thoughts and contributions to the bigger brother channel, which is at Channels TV, and also send us an email to businessmorning@channelstv.com. So we're talking about the state of Lagos economy and focusing particularly on issues of transport management. Muda Yusuf, the Director General of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, joins me after now. Stay with us.